You know, despite any perceived arrogance on my part, I know I am not the smartest person on God's green earth. Okay, I that does not escape me. So when it comes to smart and brilliant ideas, I'm a bit of a novice. But when it comes to really dumb shit, oh man, I am an expert. And so you gotta believe me when I tell you that what I'm about to present to you is the epitome of dumb shit. Okay, this is presented to us by CBS New York. And is there a writer on this? No, this was oh, what's the name? So let's get into this video for a bit.
Protesters marched from Grand Central to Bryant Park. Some of them even made it to Brooklyn.
Yes, they did. And CBS 2's Allie Bauman is live now at the scene with the latest. Allie?
Well, Christina Moran's system on this
Okay, so Allie can definitely catch it.
day. Well, Christina Maurice, for the past several days, protest leaders have been encouraging people to sabotage the transit system on this day, culminating in a demonstration during this evening's commute. And now about 100 protesters are still behind me outside, waiting outside Central booking for the dozens of people who were arrested to be released.
Yep, let's get into the headline. Multiple arrests reported at anti-MTA fare protest amid acts of subway vandalism. Oh my goodness. So there are several police officers that are actually on this channel. They're subbed. And guys, I'm just waiting for New York to get back to the Warriors New York, where it's nothing but gangs and crime. And Bill de Blasio was really tried to take a shot at president while his city is basically completely lost his mind. It's completely banana cuckoo bread cray cray. You know what I mean?
Police struggled to hold back the elbow-to-elbow protesters covering the main floor of Grand Central Terminal. The group started gathering here just after 5 p.m. Friday, many wearing masks, carrying anti-police posters.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is why Antifa is considered a terrorist group in New Jersey. You can't wear masks to protest. If you want to protest, just stand behind your protest and do it with your face out in the open.
And trying to hang banners in the terminal, all aiming to disrupt the evening commute.
Take the mask off. You guys can protest all you want. You're not wearing the mask in here.
The group says it wants to abolish subway fares and get rid of police patrols in the transit system. There is so much in the budget.
Wow. Remember what I said about a really dumb idea? That's a terrible idea. First and foremost, is somebody who's dealt with New Jersey Transit, and trust me, New Jersey Transit is no walk in the park. New Jersey Transit is awful, and if something like this took place in like Penn Station or something, I completely understand. Would I condone? No. But would I condemn? No, because I get it. These you've packed these areas, particularly New York and New Jersey, with so many people that it's gotten a little wild. And in order to maintain these facilities, the fares keep going up. And the quality of service keeps going down. So I trust me, I understand why protesting the MTA is a pretty decent idea, but protesting the police, nah, fam. And this is coming from somebody with an intimate relationship with the outlaw lifestyle. I am intimately familiar with the outlaw lifestyle. I get it. But at the same time, when I need something investigated, who I'm going to call? You guys really is like cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Budget that could cover free transportation instead of more police. I don't understand why it's going that way instead of the other way.
Oh, wow, woman that doesn't understand something. What a novel idea.
Some frustrated commuters pushed back against protesters.
A bunch of indolent thieves.
We need more cops on the train, less muggings, less rapes.
Throughout the day,
that's definitely, both of them, that was definitely New York right there. They had the voices. You're nothing but thieves. More cops, less rapes, come on. I love you, NY. I really do.
Group was encouraging people online to skip fares and damage subway stations. Members can be seen squirting paint on Omni readers, supergluing turnstiles, and propping open
And that's where you lose me. Vandalism, that's where you lose me. When you sit there and purposefully make things more difficult, like you're making it more difficult for them to collect the fares, which means they're gonna like the fares aren't gonna stop. Okay, that's one of you got to eat that loss. Fares aren't gonna stop because these things are expensive to maintain. You got these people who sit there and be like, oh yeah, abolish police. And then when something happens that they need the police for, they're going to look around wondering, oh, well, where are the police? And you got just all these, like, I guess, less than optimal IQ capacity individuals that are just following this nonsense because, oh my goodness, I can get on the train for free. All right, great. But deal is that all these things cost. And I really can't help but feel like this is a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters want a bunch of shit for free. That it don't work like that. Life don't work like that. But particularly the United States don't work like that. But wait a second. Isn't New York a sanctuary state? Yeah.
Emergency exit doors with chains and bike locks. Anti-police graffiti was also abundant at stations around the city.
While the NYPD will always protect people's right to protest, we will not accept illegal behavior that threatens the safety of others.
The NYPD...
Yeah, well, ask your boss about that because, once again, when you sit there and play this sanctuary game, and that's... I like to think that that's been a focal point of what I talk about a lot, is that when you sit there and say, oh, we're a sanctuary state, it doesn't matter if you come into the country illegally, then guess what? When you sit there and say that, then any law that they break beyond that, it falls on you. That falls on your boss. All right, de Blasio, Cuomo, Phil Murphy, the AG here in Jersey, Grewal. Deal is that particularly when Murphy was getting elected, everybody was just balls deep in Trump derangement syndrome, and Trump was like, yeah, I'm gonna build the wall. Oh, you build the wall, we're gonna knock you down, and all this other stuff. Really butthurt. And so Murphy just took that and ran with it, and now they're trying to walk it back. And I really wouldn't blame New York's government for starting to walk that back, because y'all was so drunk off that TDS that you made a whole bunch of terrible decisions, and something tells me that that choice has played into what's taking place here now, where people are, anti-police, anti-MTA, and just trying to be anarchists, for lack of a better term.
He was well prepared, adding extra patrols at MTA stations. Heavily armed officers guarded every entrance of Grand Central. Police made several arrests as tensions flared.
I saw all the police officers, and I get concerned. As I said, both of my sons are police officers.
After marching out of Grand Central, the hundreds of protesters divided and dispersed, some jumping the turnstile at Bryant Park, blocking entrances at Penn Station, and marching in the streets throughout Brooklyn. Police are...
Why don't y'all just vote? I'm just saying, because this ain't the way to do it. Disrupting, I personally have a problem with that. I do not like people to, air their grievances by disrupting the next person's life. If you have an issue, then you know what? Go to the mayor's mansion, right? Go to the mayor's mansion and protest there. Stand out there. Go to your council rep. Go to your district leader. There's so many other avenues to take, but that's not what these individuals want. They want all their free stuff, and they want it now. And states like New York and to an extent New Jersey have sat here and said, yeah, by all means, knock yourself out. Laws, rules, what are those? And like I say, I'm intimately familiar with the outlaw lifestyle. I believe in rules for thee, but none for me, for myself personally, as I think to an extent, to a degree, everyone does. But there has to be a level of respect for the rules, because without those rules, what you end up with is just pure chaos. And that is not anything that even the organizers of this event really want. Like, they might want to be able to get, it's like the type of person that'll go and hit you, that'll hit you in school, right? Like, you'll get hit in school, but as soon as you hit them back, they're running to a teacher because, oh my goodness, how dare there be consequences for my actions? Whereas someone such as myself, I know there's consequences for my actions. So if I hit you, I'm expecting to get into a fist fight, all right?
Also investigating if protesters threw a hammer through a restaurant window in Lower Manhattan while customers were inside.
What do you hope kind of comes out of tonight? That there's more awareness, people are more heard, these issues are affecting actual lives.
Yeah, they are. I can't really tell where Miss Longbraid right here what side she's falling on, but she sounds to be like she's on the protester side. And darling, the last thing you want is less police. Like, it's so weird how it's like the snake eating its own tail when it comes to a lot of the proposals and a lot of the grievances people want. Because, ma'am, if there's less police, then there's a higher risk of you being assaulted. And we don't want that, right? We don't want anybody assaulted. I don't want anybody hurt. So at least me, myself, and I don't want anybody hurt or assaulted. But she, like, by sitting here claiming, oh my goodness, police are just terrible. Police are this, that, and the third. No. Because you're not helping yourself at all. Me, like I say, I'm not, like, I know cops. I'm cool as hell with cops. And if there's a non-emergency situation, I'm going to reach out to the cops that I know, but it's also good to have that cushion there, the 911 cushion there, in case, hey, it does get real. Now, do I expect them to show up within 15 minutes? No, not at all. But but hey, did I try? Is there a slight is there a better chance of them showing up in 15 minutes with them being an entity, as opposed to no chance at all because they're not there, they're abolished, as many of these people want to do and say? Like, bruh, it's not even a contest. You weed out the bad cops, and you work on legislation and the policies that govern their application of the law. But as far as the concept of having the protect and serve police around, nah, man, I can't green light saying trying to do away with that.
Police tell us as a result of the protests, there have been several incidents of property damage, and a 20-year-old woman was injured from the glass that shattered at that restaurant. But at this hour, police do not have an exact count for how many people were arrested.
Yeah, she's dope. like she's kind of cute. So let's get into let's see what the article has to say. Police struggled to hold back. Here you go. Anti-police protest now at Grand Central Terminal. And this is from Jessica Moore. Oh, Ali Bauman, not Jessica Moore. Ali Bauman. She tagged Jessica Moore in it. But yeah, man, that's rough. They started about 5 p.m. This is a bunch of stuff that we already got in the article. But yeah, man, this is ridiculous. It really is. Checking in on subway riders this afternoon and each of our transit officers who are working to keep our subway system safe. Okay, after marching out of Grand Central. Yeah, okay. So basically it was all covered, and it's just a recap of what was in the news report. But yeah, man, like, this is ridiculous. I mean, once again, I understand that frustration, particularly dealing with public transit, but this isn't the way to go about it. It really isn't. I mean, I understand wanting to lash out, particularly at authority figures, but demanding a bunch of free stuff for, like, oh man, the fare should be free. Okay, I should be 6'8" with blonde hair, blue eyed, but guess what? I'm not, and you kind of got to deal with reality in the way in reality's terms. You can't deal with what you want. You got to work towards what you want. If you want that goal of saying free fare, then then do your best to work with the government to figure out a way. Hey, how can we make the fare free? I don't think it's never gonna happen, but I'm saying, like, that's just too much math. But I'm saying, like to sit here and be such disturbance and be such a nuisance to people who have no power then in and of themselves to help you, just to get in their way and to be an asshole. Nah, man, I'm not with this at all. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like if this makes sense to you, if it makes sense to you, please. That's what I need to know. But from what I can tell, New York is like degenerating back into that warriors type space that it was in the late 70s, early 80s, and anarchy ensues. But how can you expect anarchy not to ensue when you've declared yourself a sanctuary state where, hey, illegal people who are in the country illegally can commit crimes? Then people in the country, like the natural borns, are going to be like, all right, fuck it, let's go. So that's where I stand with this. Let me know where you guys stand, and until the next one.